Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Big Ring Handicap. This week on the London Classique course, a much flatter course than the Epic KOM, so one for the strong men. If you're new to the format in the video, these races we run are trying to level the playing field by giving every rider a weight handicap that levels out their watts per kilogram, so we can have a race where people, bigger riders, littler riders, young and old, can race on an even keel. As we watch the group roll through now, this time a longer neutral section to the first mall banner. That just takes that first climb out of it. The climb is really what blows these races apart generally. So as we come down the mall for the first time, no golden shaft tonight, Davies. So McBrien filling in as ride leader. As we see there, the go 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 TBR sign, which signifies the start of live racing. 25 kilometres or thereabouts the journey tonight, 26 in fact, and early forays we see some power-ups being used. Very important that you maintain the pace with the lead group if you have any hope of taking out a victory in the TBR handicap. So as we look at the field tonight, those who've made it into the group so far, we have Sardi, Warren, Petchak, Anthony Plummer, McBrien, Leitch, Park, the South Korean, newcomer Haim Crow, Tommy Galbraith and James New running a TBR time trial style race tonight, and also Costa Beale and Hardy, although we see now Costa Beale, Hardy and Park the South Korean just not being able to maintain the pace and falling off the back. I think that'll be that for them in terms of the victory, but a good training ride nonetheless. We see at the moment that a few other riders have infiltrated the group. That means a big pack. That means drafting effect is amplified, so a bit easier to stay with other riders. This little climb, which you wouldn't really call a climb ordinarily speaking, but it can split the field up. And that's what we're seeing here now, just stretching out a bit. The newcomer Haim Crow and Galbraith just a couple of seconds back. Leitch in that situation as well. And it looks like Galbraith, the big Western Australian, it looks like his race is won tonight, just popping off the back, 6 seconds off the back of this group. So the group now contains Sardi, McBrien, Petchak, Leitch, Plummer and James New. I hazard a guess all previous winners of the event except for McBrien. So as we take a minute to take stock, we see a few other riders there in the pack as well. We're down to 4 or 5 riders now, and just at the top of this climb I've mentioned we see a little gap. Plummer, Petchak and James New open up 3 seconds to McBrien, who's got a second or so to Leitch and Sardi. McBrien stuck in no man's land here. The question to try and chase down the 3 riders in front. He looks behind Leitch and Sardi, not quite on terms yet. So we'll just see how this pans out here. It looks to me as though he's sitting up there, McBrien. He's going to wait for Leitch and Sardi, see if they can work together and pull back this lead 3. Yes, that's what we're seeing there now. So 2 distinct groups of 3, Plummer, New and Warren Petchak. With Sardi, Leitch and McBrien trying to bring it all back together. McBrien looking like he's dragging Leitch back, and yes, so it looks like our final 6 will come back together on the mall. Still with 2 laps to go, I might say, so a fair bit of racing still to go. But as we come under the banner this penultimate time, it's going to be 6 riders still in contention. Moving now to 9 kilometres to go, and it looks like Sardi is gone, 10 seconds off the back of this group, and Leitch also 2 seconds behind. It'll be interesting, he may be able to make up 2 seconds, but it looks to be blowing out 3 seconds and now 7 seconds. So Leitch done. This is your final 4, a real race of attrition, this style of race. The flat course, big power numbers, big heart rates. As soon as you fall off the back, you're done. So our final 4 coming into the finish is Petchak, New, Plummer and McBrien. All these riders familiar with the concept and familiar with the effort required to win, so it'll be interesting to see. Interesting that James New has announced he's running an FTP style effort for 45 minutes, which is about the exact length of the race, and what we aim to achieve here at Organising HQ of the Big Ring. That is to say, a ride where at or improving on your FTP is what it takes to win this race. And as we see the pinch now just taking effect, it's Petchak to New. McBrien looks like Plummer's fallen off the back. I'm not sure we expected that. Of these riders, I would have said McBrien the most likely to go backwards up the climb, but it looks like Plummer has had a big effort and just not quite there tonight. So our final three to the line, it looks like Petchak, New and McBrien. Can Petchak stay at the front, or it looks like the effort up the climb has just got him blowing pretty hard, and New and McBrien will catch up. So with 1.8 kilometres to go, out and back to the finish sprint, it's Petchak, New and McBrien. As they come round the mall for the final sprint, McBrien's gone for the drafting boost. There's not really anyone there to draft. So New leads out on the Tron bike, McBrien and Petchak after that. Here's McBrien, he's opening up for a sprint with possibly 250 metres to go. It looks like McBrien will hold off Petchak and New and Plummer. Official race result has McBrien stricken from the record for weight doping, not at the correct handicap. Therefore, your podium tonight is Warren Petchak, James New, Anthony Plummer, with Sam Leitch an honourable fourth. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.